G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here with another episode of Season 2 of Pathfinder Kingmaker Beneath the Stolen Lands with our party of Ranger and Fighters all spec'd as Archer. One of the reasons I'm doing this is to show how the Fighter spec'd as Archer will eventually pull ahead of the Ranger as far as damage goes, but the Ranger is a more versatile character in a lot of ways. It's the Rangers that are probably going to be detecting most of the traps that we find and the secret doors. It's the Rangers that are probably going to be disarming most of the traps and so forth. That looks like it could be a secret door, but we can't discover it. So when we last left off, we are in level 5 of the depths. Our characters just got level 4. And it's now that we're expecting the fighters to start pulling ahead, because if we look at the stats, every one of these characters has the same strength and dexterity. So they should be doing the same amount to hit, and they should essentially be all doing the same amount of damage, with the exception that the first 3 characters are using +1 magical composite longbows, and the last ones are just using master longbows, so they're going to be doing 1 point of damage less. But as soon as I switch between Eagle, my Ranger, my Stormwalker Ranger, and my Fighter, you'll immediately see that the Fighter is doing an extra 2 points of damage because they have weapon specialization. So even though they've got the same to hit, they can do 2 attacks, and they're just doing that little bit more damage, and it's not because they have more strength, it's purely because of weapon specialization, and that's only going to get worse, or better, higher, however you want to look at it, as time goes by, because the Fighters will outspec the Rangers in that regard. We don't have to do this trap first, but I thought I would. Enemy approaching! I was wondering what that kobold was doing. Oh, well, first of all, I wasn't entirely sure it was a kobold, and then I was wondering why he was running away and what we were going to have to do to catch up with him and actually attack him. Chest there, that's nice. And another one there. Another lot of boots of light feet, or whatever they call it, featherfall. Come on, someone open the chest, please. That's why I gave everybody... There we go. I gave everybody trickery so that at least one of us would be able to open a chest as needed. Boots of light step. Take that. No one's using darts. I've mentioned this before, star knives, and someone mentioned in one of my comments, star knives make no sense in this game. They should be the same as darts. Star knives are essentially ninja throwing stars. That's what they are. And for me, it does not seem sensible to use them as a melee weapon, because you would end up doing more damage to your own hand that you're holding them with than it would be you would be doing to your opponent. In the official Pathfinder Kingmaker rules, they are considered both a melee and a ranged weapon, and they have a range of 20 feet, the same as a dart does. I feel in this game they should be a ranged weapon as well and have the same range as the dart. It's a silly weapon, and logically it makes no sense, because if you're holding something that is star-shaped in your hand, so you could hold it with one of the points coming out here between those fingers, but then these other 2 fingers here that would be holding onto the horizontal would potentially be being cut by the sharp edges of that. And if they weren't, when you have your hand like this and you try and stab someone like that, the other point of the star that's coming down this way, so that you've got one coming up through your fingers, the other one that's coming down is liable to puncture through the base of your palm. So it makes absolutely no sense to me, the star knives in this game. But it is a fantasy game, so if they want to do something silly like that makes no sense, I guess they can. But, I wouldn't use them. I would much prefer them to be a ranged weapon. That's a secret door there. But again, we couldn't find it. And if you're wondering what I'm saying with that, I've said it in other episodes. If you look really carefully, if we zoom in, see how straight that is? There's not a single little dip or chink or anything out of it. See how there's this little kink here, right? And there's another kink here. If they're dead straight without any kinks, then that's the sign that that is a secret door. And you can see them over here. There's a kink here in this one, and a little dip in here, a little divot where the sort of the edge of the block is supposed to be. And the same along this edge here. It's not perfectly straight, neither is that. That's the way to tell. Doesn't matter which angle you're looking at the walls from. If they are dead straight, that's a giveaway that there is a secret door there. And sometimes you'll notice that the line of the door, the line of the top of the wall is actually a little bit lower than what it is on the other sides of it. It'll look like it starts about here rather than here. And it doesn't look like much, but you look at it and go, that wall is definitely lower than the other ones. And that's how I work out whether they're a secret door or not. Unfortunately, we can't always detect them and get through them. But whenever I point out a wall and say, that's a secret door, that's the reason why I'm saying it's a secret door. Okay, the door's over here. The normal door. The non-secret door. Waiting right behind the door like that as an ambush. That's just not sportsmanlike. But we still murdered you all with very little damage to us as a result. So I'm not going to complain too much. We will rest and get that damage back. I shouldn't have rested it. That was a silly thing to do. We only just rested. But it doesn't really waste anything. I don't have to use supplies for that. I could bring supplies down with me. This is the one thing I've never done. Another secret door right there. This is one of the things I've never done.
Check that out.
See? What did I say? Secret door right there. It's one of the things I've never done in this dungeon is buy supplies and take them down. Never done it. Because you get usually one per level of those guys that drop supplies that you can use to rest up anyway. So I just don't bother bringing my own down. I just wait for that. And if there's a problem, instead I'll go back up to the surface and sell up and rest up. It's that simple. No traps? Good. No traps. Okay, chest there. There could be one here as well. Will we discover one? No. So there's only one. It doesn't mean there isn't only one, but we've only found one. What is that? Mithril full plate. So that's going to be half the weight. And it allows more decks. So overall, that's going to be better for whoever uses it. So the 23 here will go to 24 when we're using that. So that's good. And then you can have the other enchanted suit. And you've got an enchanted suit as well. None of the rest of us can wear the heavy armor because we're all rangers. As I said, I have thought about giving us all... but if I take the heavy armor proficiency, I'm going to do it at a fairly high level when there's nothing more obvious to take. The whole restriction on rangers not wearing heavy armor, they used to be able to in the very early days. It was once the two-weapon fighting thing came in that they said, oh, we won't let you use heavy armor if you're doing two-weapon fighting. You could still use heavy armor, but you just couldn't two-weapon fight when you were wearing heavy armor. Was the way it used to work. Now you had to be wearing light armor in those days. Now you can wear light or medium armor and use your two-weapon combat feats, or any of the combat feats, essentially, because they let you just, that's a secret door there as well. Kind of sound like a parrot. That's a secret door. That's a secret door. That's a secret door. Yeah. As a ranger, you can do it you can use any of these combat skills in medium armor. You can later on learn the heavy armor if you want, and it doesn't affect anything. There's no penalty. But yeah, my fighters are all having the advantage of being able to wear heavy armor.
We cannot be defeated.
That's not to say that the medium and light armor can't get to similar armor classes, but I seem to be lucky in that I always seem to have more heavy armor than light armor that's that good, basically. Okay, what have we got in here? Ooh, another chest. It's one of those ones that it's lying on its side sort of thing to make it a little less obvious what it is.
What's that?
Here we go. Oh, well, there we go. That was good after all. I was expecting us to not be able to get through that trap and getting zapped by it. Not that that's a major problem at the moment. You know, we've got enough health that a little trap's not going to be a major issue for us. No, failed that check. Oh no, that succeeded. We got Bear's Endurance. There you go. Another door, another chest. Sort of feel like there should be a trap in this room somewhere. Don't know why, but I sort of do. That's an odd section of wall there. It doesn't have any of these obvious sort of pillar-y sections in it. Sort of makes it feel like there should have been a secret door there as well. But there's a normal door right here, so that is fine. Okay, let's head through this door. Was there another door over there that we missed? Let's have a look. Nope.
Strike with all your might. We cannot be defeated.
Kobolds, Kobold Shaman. Come on, was there another one here? That's a bit of a glitch there. You're able to walk through the edge of the door there like that, somehow. Okay, that's the end of the level. And really haven't spent all that long on this level, so I may do a second level. How are we doing first? Yeah, we're weights at medium, so that's one of the advantages of doing this playthrough as fighters and rangers. We have a bit more strength than some characters. We missed a bit of gear there, but that's okay. We get a chance to get it now, and let's do the next level. Did we get a level? No. Damn. Oh, the madness levels. Gotta love these. Make it impossible to tell where the secret doors are. Well, except when you look on the map and see the little weird things coming out of the... weird shadowy things coming out of the walls into the middle of nowhere. Damn itchy nose again. Every time I record. Did anyone else see that Mad Magazine is no longer going to be producing new content? They're still going to be producing the magazine, but they're going to be taking old content and repackaging it, which seems strange to me. But just thinking about, itchy nose and scratching my nose, I thought maybe I don't need to pick my nose, but maybe I should pick my nose on camera just to be weird. And that reminded me of that one cover of one Mad Magazine I remember from 30 years ago, and it was the Alfred E. Newman character with his hand like this, that he had the finger that far up his nose. Yeah, it was very funny. I don't do it justice, of course, but yes, that made me think of Mad Magazine. I wasn't a huge fan of Mad Magazine. I only probably had maybe 10 magazines in my entire life. But then, being from Australia, they weren't that common to get a hold of over here. They were. It is possible to get them. But, you know, your average, you know, corner newspaper store sort of thing, news agents, whatever, wouldn't have them. You'd have to go to specialty comic book stores a lot of the time to find it. Some news agents did, but it would generally be the really big news agents in the large shopping centres, you know, the one where the news agent's almost the size of, you know, your average supermarket type thing. Yeah, we loaded all the bodies there. Was there anything decent? I was only half paying attention there. No. Oh, yes, that, there we go. Dex and Con. Very nice. I'm going to take that. I think... Did we have... No. And we've got another stag helmet. So let's put that on her. And we've got the Born. That's persuasion checks. We don't need that. And everyone who's got full plate... Yeah. Everyone who can use full plate has already got it. So that's good. Okay. Through the door. Yeah, check that out. That's a trap, and so is that. I knew the second trap would be there because, as I've said in other playthroughs, probably 75% of the time, if you have a dog leg like this, there'll be a trap there, or both. Ranger, level 5. So this is more favoured enemies. I'm going to take Deadly Aim for everybody now. Take a -1 penalty to your range attacks to gain a +2 on all damage rolls. Wonderful little skill. Now, previously we took Reptilian. We've also, one of the other guys has got Undead, and someone else has got Goblins. I think I'm going to take... I don't know whether trolls are giant humanoids or monstrous humanoids. I think they're giant. I wish it would tell you here what these groups actually... what creatures appeared in these groups, because I don't think there's any other way to tell. If I go into the... where is it? The encyclopedia here. When I go to the bestiary, if I go down to troll, for example, it doesn't tell you any of that sort of information about what group they appear in, which is very, very annoying. So I'm just going to have to guess, or pick something else. So one of the other things we've been seeing a lot of is we've been seeing wolves and stuff like that, which will appear under animals. Fae, because we've been getting a lot of mites, and nixies, so that's probably a good option. So I think I might take Fae this time, and I don't expect to see a lot more reptilian humanoids, so I'm actually going to think I'll buff Fae and make that the better one at this point. Now, you're going to get Fighter, so you're going to be able to take another skill. So we're going to take Deadly Aim there, and then Weapon Training in Bows. Point Blank Master is something that I don't think the Rangers... Oh, no, the Rangers might be able to get it through there. They might be able to get it anyway through their weapon, their archery combat maneuvers, combat style. But Point Blank Master is really good. It just makes it even better when someone gets up close to you in melee range and you're trying to fight back with your bow. But we're taking Deadly Aim for all of these guys. Weapon Training in Bow. So this Weapon Training here will give them an additional +1 to attack and damage. So the fighters now are just going that little bit further ahead yet again, as far as the amount of damage that they're going to be doing. Let's have a look. So the Ranger is doing 1d8 +7, so that we've got an extra 2 points of damage there from the deadly aim. So it's 1d8 +7, but these guys are now doing 1d8 +10, so they've got 3 extra points of damage. So yeah, that's good, but it shows where the fighters excel over the Rangers, if you want to go that way. Now, animals, and the other one that I was thinking of is vermin, because we've been getting a lot of those centipedes and stuff, and I'm pretty sure they fall into vermin. So I'm going to take vermin, but then I'm going to keep vermin because I think the spiders might fall into that vermin one as well, and there's going to be a few of those coming up still, probably. And the other Ranger, well, we'll wait till we get to her, but for Phoenix, we're going to point blank, bow, there we go, and then, oh, she didn't get her level yet.
Adventures await.
Damn it. Maybe after this trap. No. After the next fight. I can't remember what creature I said I was going to do for Phoenix. We'll see. We'll see. Ooh. Now, for some reason, we can't even go into that corner. Makes no sense, but there's just so much of that weird goop that we just can't. And we can't go into this corner. Okay, oh, good. Chest there.
A trivial matter.
Yeah, it's trivial for you, but, you know. Oh, and there we go. Not final, but we've got the level for Phoenix. Okay, deadly aim, and then animals was the other one that I was going to pick to be able to do things like the wolves and hopefully things like the troll hounds will fall under that. But we're going to keep undead as the one that we buff because we want someone who's good at stopping the undead. The good thing is if you play an entire party of rangers, so if I was going to do this as an entire, whether it's melee or a combination of melee and ranged or a full party of archery rangers, you can all pick different special, favourite enemies and really, cover the broad spectrum of see, there's a skeleton. Glad we did that. Wow. It's a bit annoying we had to go around the pillar to get to him. Come on, guys, shoot! Thank you. And there we go. And, oh yeah, there's a couple more down there. Or I should say there was a couple more down there. This is interesting. So that, I don't know, there's nothing officially that says that there is a penalty for attacking at longer range. But why? Was it purely just random that, we were unable to hit that guy when we were that far away? Or was it actually that you were getting a penalty because it used to be in earlier versions of D&D, there were penalties. The further you tried to shoot, so with less than 30 feet, there was no penalty. Beyond 30 feet to about 70 feet or something, there was a -1 to hit and to damage, I think. And then, the maximum was like 90 feet or whatever it was, which is ridiculous because, even the simplest bows that I've shot, and I've shot a lot of bows, but every bow that I've shot can shoot way more than 90 feet, because 90 feet is only 30 yards. And I've shot pretty much every bow I've ever owned over 50 yards easily. Not supremely accurate, but I can still hit the target. I can hit a man-shaped target every time at 50 yards, unless it was really heavy wind. But again, this is a fantasy game, so if they want to be a little bit like that, well, let them. How are we doing on the map? Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. But before we go to this next level, we are going to have to heal up. So let's do that. We're going to use this big potion here, and one of those, and then a few of these. That's good enough. I'm one low, but that's okay. And that's close enough for you, and that's close enough for you. And yeah, that'll do. What about you? Yeah, one potion for you as well. There we go. Right. More skeletons. Champion skeleton. Now this is something that I find a little bit strange. Skeletal mages, because, I don't know. For me, skeletons were one of those sort of... They're a brainless undead. They didn't... For me, skeletons were never... they were just a mindless machine, this mindless undead that would attack anything that came near them, sort of thing. So if that's the case, well, that's obviously not the case here, because how can they cast a spell? Ooh. Weird corridor again. I've only seen this once or twice before, and I think it was in the last playthrough that we had that. And this weird thing here with the madness is on that wall but not on those. And I think, again, that's because that's where the door is and it projects over there. Skeleton, that's an archer, I think. So let's go for that one instead. Oh no, that was a two-handed sword archer. Skeleton instead. But look, we're doing a pretty good job of mowing through these guys anyway. So... can't complain that I attacked the wrong one first, because we did all right. Yeah, we'll rest. Save us some potions. Dun, 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 dun. Got a bit more good stuff here that we need to keep an eye on and check out. I wish you could, sometimes have this as something to explore. Yeah, I had a feeling that was a secret door there. I don't know why. I saw that line down there and thought, oh, that looks different, but then realised that it was the same as that sort of pillar there. So, yeah, secret door here. Trap, of course. It's trapped. Why wouldn't it be? We don't want to make it too hard or too easy for Ranger Tony now, do we? Nope, just the one chest. At least that's all I can find for now. Okie dokie. Nothing I can really use here. I don't use backup weapons, so, I could keep some of these as backup weapons, but... Banded mail +3, heavy armor. Okay, when I'm looking at these, let's do this. When I'm looking at these and I work out whether they're worthwhile using, look at this top value up here, because that's the armor class that you're going to get from it, and then add that to it, and that's 11, right? So if I look at these guys and their armor, 12. So I immediately know that that banded mail isn't going to be as good as this. Not really much sense swapping it out. 10 and 1, 11. It's the same. Not going to bother swapping it out. All right, and I know that this guy... Oh, sorry, we can't wear it because it's medium armor, so it's not worthwhile giving it to any of the rangers, and this one's already got 11 as well. What have we got in rings? Ring of Luck. Okay, Ring of Luck is useful. Plentiful Hunts. Oh, +1 damage with bows. Taking that as well. No, we said we don't want that. Another Light Step, so let's give that out. another Winter Veil. Let's give that out. Oh, not another Winter Veil. It's the first one, but this one here is another Warm Embrace. Does that one not actually protect you? Oh, +1 resistance. To all saving throws and 10 cold resistance. Okay, so that is better. Right. And that's everything that's of any use in there. Was there a door here? No. What's down this way? Because where's the exit? I don't think I missed any doors down here, did I? There wasn't a door along that wall, and there wasn't a door along that wall. There's not a door there. Ah, there's a door right here. That's what we missed. Critical hit of 37.
Let's try this.
Gotta love crits with a bow. That was the body that we couldn't search before because it was stuck in the door. Yeah, there's our exit. So we've run a little bit long this time because we had 2 exits and then I rambled on about... So we had 2 levels and I rambled on about a few things in the middle of it all. But that's okay. So we will quickly as we can. Oh, come on. And get the stuff we missed. Head back up. Yeah, definitely had to sell up this time. We are way overloaded. $21, but that's over 2 levels. Still 10 and a half grand per level. That's nothing to be sneezed at. Ooh, there's more composite longbows. +1. I can probably afford to make sure everyone's got one of those now. We got 3 more guys to get them, so let's do that. I really wish there was flaming composite longbows or shock composite longbows or anything like that. Let's have a look. Necrotic Vicious Scythe. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, no, there's nothing super good there, so let's just do that, and that means we can sell that and that and that. Everyone is definitely now using exactly the same weapons. Let's pop on over, wrong spot, pop on down here and see who's doing the most damage. It'll probably still be Falcon, I think, but we'll see. Yep. Down to 21%, so it shows that everyone else is starting to catch up as well. But yeah, still our fighter, one of our fighters, is doing the most damage. And we've found most of the chests too, which is really quite nice. So thank you for joining me for this episode of Season 2 of Pathfinder Kingmaker Beneath the Stolen Lands with our party full of Ranger and Fighter Archers. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a like and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to keep up to date with all the latest episodes, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.